I'll keep this part brief since I just want to explain this small section first before the video actually begins. Here's this timestamp for that. First and foremost, I should elaborate that this video is technically a re-upload from another video I made for Halloween right here. The reason for re-uploading? Well, as you can guess, no one gave a damn about the first video. I've gotten lots of nice comments telling me that they enjoy my commentary over horror and the like, so I need to make this re-upload here just to scratch that itch in your horror-loving heads. Secondly, thank you guys so much for the support on this video. It did miles better than I assumed it would, and honestly I can't thank you enough for rewarding my hard effort with your attention. Without wasting any more time, enjoy the underrated horror that is Funeralopolis. Our final game today, Funeralopolis Last Days. I don't think I said it right, but that who gives two shits. Before we start delving into the game itself, I think it's much more important to mention that this isn't a full game, but a prologue for a much bigger project that will eventually release one day. So expect a lot of confusion and no answers for things. Once we load into the game, we realize, holy shit, there's cutscenes! This is the first time I'll mention it for this video, but the game has a very great atmosphere. In just a short minute of hearing the music, seeing the landscape, and how our protagonist talks in the dialogue, we have a general idea of life in this sad little city. As for you, the main character, you don't have a name. You're just the overseer for the apartment building, who's a bit way too into radios. Speaking of which, it's time to fiddle with it right now. I wonder what's going on. The dark sky and lack of people out there is no accident. Whatever happened to the sky, no one knows. The air quality is worse than being in California on September 9th, 2020. He has some notes he has written down to himself, summarizing how he landed his position as the overseer, and when he constructed his radio to be able to eavesdrop on the church's channel. Church are very important people. Make sure you remember them. After eating some nice little dinner, his only thought is to check the radio again, and it turns out the church is also terrified of this new unknown liquid since it can move on its own.
Oh no.
Looks like that crack in our wall became a hole, and we need to see how it looks on the other side. Looks like nothing's there. Time for some shut-eye.
God, no. Hey, Adam. Okay, wow, that you came out of nowhere. Okay. Don't do that to me next time, you fucking bastard.
Except we don't get any quite yet because of this spooky motherfucker in our way hiding behind corners. Now let's actually get some sleep. Just fucking kidding. We don't get any. It's the middle of the night now, and I'm scared. Listening back to the radio again, we hear that the church is evacuating people in buildings in the dead of the night, and when we go check it ourselves, we aren't alone there. This game has some proper cutscenes. Honestly, short and few as they are, they help the game a lot. We finished that ordeal and head back to get some sleep as we enter day 2. It's standard protocol now to automatically check on the radio, so we just gotta accept it.
Fatality, oh shit.
The news is reporting that people in the city are leaving, but are struggling because of the huge amount of people leaving at once. And the church radio is continuing to evacuate people in buildings with marked and dangerous activity. Sound familiar? Approaching our hole in the wall, it's made clear that there's a small noise coming from inside this pitch black void. So we decide to get our tools to record it to satisfy our curiosity. Getting a tool from our overseer office, we run into a member of the church who comes in without knocking, asking us if we've seen anything strange in the building lately. This is where we get to make a choice that defines our ending. Tell her the truth about the hole in our wall emitting noise, or keep it a secret and satisfy your curiosity. Naturally, as a selfish man, I took my opportunity here with lying. Heading back to the room, we finish setting up the recorder, and after another fine meal, we do our mandatory radio check to see nothing special going on. Well, enough time has passed, so let's check on that hole. It's not a big deal anyways.
Oh god, what the fuck? What the shit? The hell's in that hole? My hand, oh no.
It's time to clean up the floor. After mopping up that dried blood, we realized our hand isn't getting cleaned, as if the color of our skin turned blood red on just our right hand. Knocking on our door shows us that someone creepy is there, looking almost eager, and now we gotta do some maintenance down the hall. As we're in the middle of repairs, a creepy old guy opens the door to grab our hand with a sick smile on his face. It seems like he's aware and very interested about our red hand. Back inside the apartment, the radio news station is telling us an incident happened right outside our apartment, and we can see a very, very bloody mess. Our vision goes red and an earthquake causes the roads and electrical towers to collapse. All the while, the hole in the wall expands even further. The radios update the situation that earthquakes have been appearing all around the city, and the private church broadcast is explaining the bloody red incident before the earthquakes. A man covered head to toe in red skin lunged and attacked someone, and when apprehended, all exposed skin on church members is under extreme irritation. After taking some painkillers, it looks like we saw someone taking a peek into our apartment. We couldn't care less, however, and before heading back to bed, we decided to cover up the hole just in case. Now it's time to get some good sleep. The day is unknown, the time is unknown. It's darker than ever, and the radio has a message for us. Something's very wrong, but we don't know it yet. Something is new in our notebook now. The old notebook that was nothing more than a boring diary is now changed into sketches of something brand new and shows us a transformation of humans and the limitless potential these monsters have against us. The last page being an average human, small and alone in the center, titled Insignificant. Back in bed is a disgusting amalgamation of flesh in our bed, but the weirdest part is that we're speaking to it as if we know the answers and what's going on. We can't escape what's happened, and it promises us that it won't hurt, and that we won't be alone for it.
What in the fuck was that?
When we wake up, our arm is more deformed and disgusting. not even resembling anything human anymore. A tenant knocks on the door begging us for help because her husband won't wake up, but in our sorry state, we can't help at all and just apologize to her. The hole is gone now, but the table fitted to cover it has almost merged with the wall itself.
The fuck? It's molded into the wall.
Checking with the radio one final time, we see that the news has found out about the mass relocations done by the church, and hearing the private frequency, the church has an anonymous tip to check our building. Looks like our time is up. That's a lot of info to take in, huh? Looks like Adam gave the tip to the church, but as they arrived, the creepy old man had transformed into some kind of monster. And when we look outside, giant monsters have started to destroy the city and one takes notice of us. There's two possible outcomes for it. We died with everyone else in that building from the monsters, or we became one as their body continuously transformed after contact with the hole. But what would have happened if we made a different choice? What happens if we tell the church about our hole before we ever became infected? We may be alive, but to call it a good ending is an exaggeration. Everyone we knew at those apartments are dead and gone. Seems like the hole was what attracted the monsters, and the church is hiding more than they let on if they saw the hole and immediately became distressed at the sight of it. And that's Funeralopolis. Like I said before the story breakdown even happened, the game isn't even close to being complete. It's nothing more than a prologue for a full project to eventually release one day. And that's all. See ya.